win, for sure. They're already backtracking right now. They awoke an animal.
I'll fucking talk all day long. On Saturday night, I'll jab you in the mouth and I'll break that fucking nose.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Inside the Cage, where we bring you the latest and exciting updates of UFC. First, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Sterling versus O'Malley, UFC 292 live results and discussion. If you want the inside scoop on everything going down at UFC 292 tonight, you're in the perfect spot. Yes, you understand that, right? Here, we've got quite the lineup for you, topped by the showdown between Sean O'Malley and Aljamain Sterling. At UFC 292, these two champions are going to be the main headline. It's shaping up to be an explosive event. We're in for a treat with some intense title matches and other exciting bouts live from the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. In the bantamweight main event, Aljamain Sterling is putting his title on the line against the flashy and hard-hitting Sean O'Malley. And in the co-main event, Zhang Weili is ready to defend her throne against the action-packed Amanda Lemos. Moreover, O'Malley's journey to this title shot has been a long time coming. After a few ups and downs in his career, he's back in the spotlight. Finally. Speaking of Sterling, he's coming in hot just after a few months. Man, just look at his ongoing momentum. Now, before we head into the pay-per-view portion of the night, make sure not to miss the finale of the most recent The Ultimate Fighter season on the prelims. There are some exciting matchups there, featuring returning UFC talents like Cody Gibson, Brad Katona, Kurt Hollabaugh, and Austin Hubbard. So my friend, get ready for a night of intense action as we keep you updated on all the excitement from UFC 292. Fans shocked by Conor McGregor's radical physique makeover. Let's catch a hot wind from the side of Conor McGregor. In reality, he is not tired of making waves in the world of UFC. In fact, this man seems to be getting himself all geared up for a big comeback to the UFC. Recently, Conor's got his eyes on not one, but two more battles in 2024. He's looking to go up against Justin Gaethje and maybe even cap it all off with a trilogy fight against Nate Diaz. You know nothing's official, and if he stumbles in his return against Chandler, assuming that even happens, his whole plan could go sideways. Surely it's a long-awaited return for the former lightweight champ. Whereas in a scene from his Netflix documentary released in May, he revealed that he even thought his career might be over because of his leg injury. He said, "I thought it was over as well, that's why I flipped into a different mode. Now it was the adrenaline as well, and I know it would have calmed down, and part of me is thinking, Jesus, imagine it was just taken from me like that. I would be a different person, and it was a bit scary, to be honest. But it's McGregor forever. That's it. It's done. It's McGregor forever, and don't you forget it." Furthermore, the 35-year-old former champion has been hitting the gym hard, packing on muscle, and reportedly reached 190 pounds. Quiet, impressive, right? McGregor called out Justin Gaethje on Twitter, saying, "Justin, I'll slap you around. I'm the real BMF. He can fight for pennies if he wants, but I want spirits. I call the shots. I'm in it to launch shots, F. Chandler. You want it to call for it." While Gaethje also mentioned McGregor's fight to happen this year with the possible contribution from his body. Certainly McGregor's clean drug tests clear him for his December bout against Chandler. Despite this, McGregor wants to train Dylan Dennis for a Logan Paul fight.
Dylan will win, for sure. They're already backtracking right now. They awoke an animal. I know Dylan years, I've trained with him many times. I've helped him. I'm guiding him. I'm going to train him for this, and I guarantee a win.
Unlikely McGregor will fight KSI soon due to UFC comeback prep. In combat sports, anything's possible with McGregor's track record. Let's see how this all plays out in the octagon. Bo Nickal critiques Chimaev's wrestling, not even mid-level. Now you won't believe what Bo Nickal had to say about Khamzat Chimaev's wrestling skills. Even though Chimaev has a remarkable record in MMA, but it seems like his wrestling didn't impress Nickal much. Simply, Nickal's a multiple-time NCAA Division I wrestling champion himself. Talk about some serious criticism.
Yeah, his wrestling's trash. I would pin him in 1 minute.
Back in the times, Nickal scored a 5-0 MMA record, with 2-0 in the UFC. That's why he's been calling him out left and right, and he's convinced that a clash between them is bound to happen at some point. And guess what? Nickal's on fire too, and he stated, "At the end of the day, I feel like I can say whatever about his wrestling skills, his fighting skills, this and that. We're going to fight at some point and people will realize there are levels," Nickal said. "It's just so funny. You go into a world of MMA where there's no other sport where people know less and think they know more. Now guess who's making a comeback? Chimaev is heading back to middleweight. He's got a date with Paulo Costa on October 21st at the Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi for UFC 294. That's going to be one interesting showdown. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Nickal's got his money on Chimaev to take the win, but he's wondering how Chimaev's going to handle Costa's size. You know, Costa's no lightweight in the octagon. We'll see how he does, Nickal continued. He's a big 70, but it's a different size human. And to me, anybody who can make 170, none of those dudes are going to be competitive with me. Costa is a different story. I'm going to watch the fight, so we'll see how he does. So it's like Nickal's setting the stage for a classic clash of styles and strengths. Let's see if Chimaev's grappling finesse can overcome Costa's raw power. Guys, if you're enjoying the video, we'd love your support. Just hit that subscribe button to motivate us to bring you more exciting content. Ian Garry's Explicit McGregor-Style Faceoff with Magny at UFC 292. You know, Ian Garry pulled a classic McGregor move before his upcoming fight. Now he's getting ready to face off against Magny at UFC 292. But here's the thing where it gets spicy. Garry's original opponent, Jeff Neal, had to drop out due to an injury. And guess who stepped in on just a week's notice? Yep, it's Magny. Now, fast forward to the UFC 292 pre-fight press conference. Garry and Magny came face-to-face, and Garry didn't hold back. He pulled out a classic McGregor move and told Magny to zip it. Impressive.
Being a father, I've become quite accustomed to that kind of whooping now, and that's kind of what I'm looking forward to giving on Saturday.
On the other side, Magny wasn't about to let Garry have the last word. But guess what? Garry was unbothered by the whole situation. "You'll do effing nothing," he said, channeling his idol. Surprisingly, McGregor said the same things to Diaz before their UFC 202 showdown. "You'll sit there, shut up, and do what you're told," Garry continued.
I'll fucking talk all day long. On Saturday night, I'll jab you in the mouth and I'll break that fucking nose.
I guarantee you won't. I guarantee I will slap the fuck out of you up and down the mat. I guarantee you.
Mate, you get beat by fucking everybody. You're going to try clinch and have a boring fucking fight.
Which one you want? I guarantee you.
Mate, what are you going to do? You're going to put me up to the cage, you're going to try clinch, and you're going to have a bore fest.
I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Guarantee what?
You're getting your ass whooped Saturday night. I guarantee it. Wait till
whose ass have you ever whooped?
The guy that you're training with to try to beat me. That's for one.
Bro,
like, what are
you took this fight on 7 days
like, what
notice.
Are you talking about?
I got a long, lanky orthodox. I'm going to whoop your fucking ass.
You won't do a damn thing.
Shut the fuck up.
Now, Ian Garry's making some serious waves in the MMA world. He's got a spotless 12-0 record and is carving his path as a UFC fighter. While Garry's got his sights set on something even bigger, headlining a UFC event in his homeland. That's a goal worth fighting for, right? This playing mind keeps the intensity alive for his fans out there. Now, who knows what's going to go down in that octagon Nate Diaz fires? Back at Eddie Hearn's criticism with sharp warning. Last but not least, Nate Diaz versus Eddie Hearn showdown starts. And this time, it is not happening in the ring, but on social media. The modern-day battlefield, for sure. Recently, Nate Diaz stepped into the boxing ring for the first time against Jake Paul. Later on, both Diaz and Paul were going at it verbally, and then they duked it out in the boxing ring. But here's where the drama comes in. Eddie Hearn wasn't exactly singing praises about the Diaz versus Paul bout. Ouch. Talk about a harsh critique. In all this situation, Nate Diaz fired back with a social media response that packed a punch. At this point, you've got to love that Diaz spirit, not backing down from anyone. Eddie Hearn, I'll beat all our fighters' asses. Lightweight, middleweight, heavyweights, any weight, all of them will get fucked up. And unless it's complimentary, keep my name out of your mouth because you might get it also. And fighters check your promoter so he doesn't get guys punked, Diaz wrote on X. So, there you have it. A virtual showdown that's just as heated as any fight in the ring. It's the kind of stuff that keeps the MMA world buzzing even when the fighters aren't throwing punches. All right, guys, that's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you at the next one. Until then, goodbye.